This tutorial is for the baby Gladiator sandal right here. I designed this pattern about a year ago and got lots of requests for a video tutorial. The sole is done in two different pieces and sewn together to make it thicker. So yeah, here we go. I've already made one sole just to save time, so I'm going to show you how to make the second one and sew them together. The materials you're going to need is two colors of worsted weight yarn. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver in Gray Heather and Vanna's Choice in Aqua. You can see that. You're going to need a crochet hook. For a newborn size, I would recommend a size C or a 3mm hook. This is a size G. You can see that. This camera's having trouble focusing. Or a 4.25mm hook. A pair of scissors, stitch markers if you like. I prefer not to use them, but if you want them, you can have them. And a tapestry needle to weave in our ends. So you're going to start with your sole color. Whatever color you choose, it's up to you. And first you're going to make a slip knot. This is how I do mine. Wrap twice around the finger with the tail out. Bring the back over the forward and the back over and off your finger. And there are slower tutorials for this available. I will link one in the description box. So now you're going to chain up 9. And there's my chain. We're going to go into the second chain from the hook and work 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to single crochet in the next 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to half double crochet in the next chain, then double crochet in the next 2, and in the last chain you're going to work 7 double crochets, which if you need a smaller size you can use half double. 1, 2, 3, 6. Now you should be working on the opposite side of your foundation chain. You're going to do 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, and I just like to work over my tail just to secure it. You can cut it off if you like. You're going to half double crochet in the next chain. You're going to single crochet in the next 2 chains, still working over that tail. And in the next 2 you're going to single crochet 2 stitches together, and to do that you go in the first chain, draw up a loop, then go into the next chain, draw up a loop, then pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And that's round 1. You're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet to join it. Then you're going to chain up 1, work 2 single crochets in that same single crochet. Then you're going to work 2 single crochets in the next stitch and 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Then you're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the next 7 stitches. Now you're going to work 2 single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. You're going to go in here, 1 single crochet, then go back into the same stitch and work another single crochet. And do that in the next 4 stitches. Then you're going to single crochet all the way to the end, which should be 7 stitches. And that's round 2. Now we're going to do round 3, the final round of the sole. You're going to chain up 1, work 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and 1 single crochet into the next. You're going to repeat that pattern 2 more times. 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next. 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next. Now you're going to single crochet in the next 7 stitches just like we did in the last round. Now you're going to work the same pattern in the beginning over the next 10 stitches. 2 single crochet in the next, 1 single crochet in the next, 2, then 1, then you're going to single crochet to the end, which should be another 7 stitches. Then you're going to join to the first single crochet with a slip stitch. Then you're going to take your scissors and fasten off. Now you're just going to weave in your ends. My needle. And this is how I like to do mine. Just thread your needle, go through this last single crochet that you did, pull that tail through and flip it over to the back and go inside the single crochets. I like to go in about 3 or 4 just to make sure my tail is secure and won't come out. And then just gonna snap off your ends. Now you're gonna take your 2 soles, face them wrong side out. This is the wrong side. You're gonna see the back side of the stitches. Gonna put them to where the front stitches are both facing out. Gonna line them up evenly. Right at these back 2 stitches right here, you're gonna slip your hook in one of those stitches, it doesn't matter. Now you're gonna take your second color, or the same color, if that's what you're using. And you're going to make a slip knot with that. You're going to place this, don't tighten it yet, you're going to place this loop onto your hook and you're going to pull through those 2 stitches on your hook and then tighten your slip knot. Now what you're going to do is you're going to slip stitch the 2 soles together. I know it says to sew them in the pattern, but I prefer to slip stitch them. It doesn't matter which way you do it, you end up with the same number of stitches. You're going to go through the next 2 stitches, grab that yarn, and pull it through. Again, you're going to go into the next 2 stitches, grab that yarn, and pull it through. And you're going to do that all the way around the sole. Go into the next 2 and pull it through. So now I'm at the end of my round. I'm just going to slip stitch in this last stitch here, and then just to join it all, go back into that first slip stitch, the first 2 stitches, pull it through. That way the slip stitches join. It creates this nice join where you can't tell where your last slip stitch was. And then fasten off and pull that through. Now you're going to take your needle, thread your yarn, pull this strand to the other side of your shoe, and then I like to do these at the same time just to save time. Just weave in your ends however you like to do it. I just like to stick mine inside the shoe and then pull it out the middle. And then cut them off. There is your sole. Now we're going to work on the wall, the heel of the bootie. You're going to take your stitch marker, or your hook, start at this back seam, and for the right bootie, you're going to count 6 stitches to the left, 1, 2, and then for the left bootie you're going to count 6 stitches to the right and join. I just like to slip my hook underneath there just to keep my space. You can use stitch markers if you want. I prefer not to. They're a hassle. And then you're going to, we're doing a left bootie, so I'm going to go to the other side. Gonna take whatever color you're using. I just like to loop mine over my hook, go underneath the 2 strands of that slip stitch. You zoom in so you can see. These 2 strands right here. Going to loop your yarn around your hook. You're going to pull it straight through that stitch. This part might be a little tricky if you've never done it before. You're going to chain up 1, and then you're going to go back up under that slip stitch, grab your yarn, and single crochet. You're going to do that for the next 12 stitches around to give you a total of 13 single crochets. And I'm just going to work right over my tail. That makes it easier so I don't have to weave it in at the end. If I can get I recommend doing your slip stitches loose so you don't have this issue. Single crochet. I apologize for the awful quality of this video. This is my first tutorial. 7, 8, 9, Okay, so I'm at the end of my row, got my 13 stitches. I'm just going to leave that tail for now. I'll cut it off later. We're going to chain up 1, oops, and then turn your booty around, and you're just going to single crochet all the way across this row, and then we're going to turn and do it again. So you're going to go right in here. And my last stitch, if I can get under that other loop, right there. I'm going to chain 1, turn, and do the same thing again. Just going to work straight across. For all 13 stitches. My yarn is splitting. The only bad thing about this yarn, does not work well with smaller hooks. Okay, so we're at the end of row 3. Now we need to make our button strap that's going to go all the way across right here. So you're going to chain 15. You're going to turn your booty back around, and you're going to work into this chain that we just made. You're going to go into the second chain from the hook, work 1 single crochet, then work 1 single crochet all the way across. This part may be a little awkward, so you have this heavy sandal hanging off the edge of your chain. Okay, so you're at the end of your chain. Come on, camera. You're at the end of your chain. Now you're just going to work into these 13 stitches from the beginning, like we never even made the chain in the first place. And I'm going to cut my tail because it's getting in the way. Now we're going to chain 1, And we're going to turn and do the same thing, single crochet all the way across, but stop when you get to the last 3 stitches of this button band, and I'll show you what to do when we get there. I'm going to go a little bit faster just to get this row done. And again, this chain is going to be just a little awkward because we've got this light chain and this heavy sandal hanging off of it. We're almost there. There's 3 more stitches. 2, 3. So now with the last 3 stitches, and now we're going to make the hole for the button. All you do is you chain 2, then you skip these next 2 stitches and single crochet into this last stitch. I'm going to chain 1, flip it around. You're going to single crochet all the way across, and this is going to be our last row for this part. So you're going to single crochet here, if I can grab my yarn, and then, whoops, you're going to single crochet into these 2 chains that you just made. If I can pick up that other loop. 2, and then you're just going to single crochet all the way across, and then we're going to fasten off and do the toe strap. Let me move my grip down a little. Okay, and what I like to do at the end of my row is chain 1. Then we're going to fasten off. You can weave in your tails now or later. I'm going to wait. So now we're going to bring this around. Normally you'd put a button here, but I don't have my buttons with me, so I'm going to use a stitch marker to close this off. Now we're going to make the toe strap. Now we're going to make the toe strap. This is really easy. You're just going to take, in my case, is blue. Make your slip knot. You're going to put your slip knot on your hook, and you're going to chain 5. Now you're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook and each one across. Sorry about that, the camera automatically cut off. So you're going to single crochet into this part, then you're going to chain 1 and turn and do 3 more rows of single crochet to give yourself 4 rows of single crochet. And you're going to chain 1, turn, single crochet, and the last one, chain 1, flip it around. I apologize for that. The camera died, so I had to go get the other one. We're just single crocheting all the way across. Let's see if I can bring it closer. And in the last stitch, I apologize if this is really blurry. I don't know what's going on with this camera. So now you have your 4 rows of single crochet. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to do a decrease. You're going to go in here, pick up your loop. Don't do anything with that loop yet. Go to the next one, pick up another loop, yarn over it, and pull through all 3. And you're just going to repeat that. Go in here, pull up a loop, pull up a loop in the next one, pull through all 3. Then you're going to do that same thing with the next row. Flip it around and do 1 decrease. Then you're going to chain 1. This part is optional. You don't have to chain here if you don't want to. I like to just because it gives me more security. I feel weird if I don't chain. And then you're going to wrap over twice. Then you're going to do a triple crochet into this stitch here. Pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. At this point, we're not going to fasten off. Pick up your finished booty, and in the 7 double crochets we did in the first round of the sole, you're going to pick the middle one, or on the left or right, whichever you prefer. Slip your hook underneath there, grab your yarn, and slip stitch that strap onto there. And then you're going to fasten off. Now you're going to take your needle, wherever mine went, thread it, then you're going to secure this toe strap. Just weave in your end, go back through here, in your end. Now I'm just going to go through one more time just for extra security. And then you can either weave this tail in or leave it, it doesn't matter. If it's long enough, you can use this to sew your toe strap to your booty. Mine's not long enough, so I'm just going to leave it. And I have a piece of yarn right here. I'm going to thread it onto my needle. I'm going to thread it onto my needle. Going to take this strap here, hold it to this booty. Normally I would recommend sewing on the button before you do this part so it doesn't budge. And you're just going to sew this strap to your booty. Through here, and then back through. Get this string out of the way. Back through here. You're just going to go all the way around. And sew in this strap. So I've gotten back to my beginning, and I'm just going to take this tail. I don't like tying knots because I think they're not very attractive on the work. You're going to weave that tail in, then you're going to take your second tail, thread it under the needle, and weave it in. Now you're going to weave in the rest of your tails. And again, I apologize for the bad quality of this part of the video. I don't know what's going on with this camera. Let me try everything out. There's not going to work. You're just going to snip off all your ends. If they're secured right, nothing will fall apart. And you're done. This is the finished product. And as you can see, I've made a mess out of my ends. Just sew on a button. You can add a flower or a gem or a butterfly, whatever you like. This is your set of booties. I do apologize if this video isn't that great. This is my first tutorial, so give it a thumbs up if you like it. And in the comments, please tell me what you think I could do to make it better, what you think I could improve, take out, do over, whatever. I would like to see pictures of your finished product. If you could send them to me at T-Rexy Creations on Facebook, Instagram, and Etsy. That's all for this tutorial. Bye!